Okay guys, what we have for you today is a little project that I started working on a little while ago tonight. So I've already started on this. Basically what I want to do is I want to have an automatic video switcher, which will, when an input is present, will switch that input to an output. And when the output is not or when the input is not present, it will switch to another video source. What I've done is I've taken an old modulator, one of these Radio Shack type ones or Channel 3 modulators, and I've gutted it. All I want is a video detection circuitry out of here. So we've got the video detection IC down here, and off of pin number 16, I believe it is, down here, this is the video detection line. When video is present, this goes to 5 volts. So what I've done is I've just connected it to the base of a transistor through a resistor, through the base of a transistor, a 2SC4130. Its base collector emitter is the pin out. Emitter is going to ground. Collector is going to the coil of my relay, and the base is going to the resistor, which goes to the output of the video switch. I've got a 4-pole relay here, and I'm about to wire up the 4-pole relay so that when video is present and the relay is energized, it will pass video and audio from the input terminals here. I've got 2 wires soldered on. I got to solder another wire on here momentarily. We'll pass that to the relay, and when the video signal is no longer present, it will de-energize the relay, which will pass signals from these terminals that I've mounted on the top, and I've got to mount some output terminals on it shortly, which we'll be doing momentarily. And basically what this little project will allow me to do is when I switch on my DVD player, for example, it will override the normal input, provide me with that video signal coming out, or in this case, if I was, say, using it as for loss of video, for if a camera signal went off, it would switch to an alternate source. But anyway, that's a little project. I'm going to show you when it's finished here what it looks like. And I'm just making this basically out of salvage old parts. So this piece was a broken modulator, but the power supply in it still worked, and the video detection still worked. So this is what we're starting with. I'm not spending any money on parts. We're just going to use what we've got lying around the shop here to make a little project. I'll show you what happens momentarily. Well, as you can see, I've now wired the relay, and now I'm just going to take the remaining wires here and connect them up to the terminals that I've assigned for the input, and then this will be ready to assemble and test. So here's the unit in operation now. I've just this is no longer a modulator, now this is an automatic switch. It's been converted over. This is my stereo modulator here, which feeds out to all the televisions in the house in MTS stereo. I have the output from my Xbox Media Center, in this case it's a Raspberry Pi, that I can send audio and video throughout the entire house, and I can control this from my smartphone. I've also got it hooked up to my cable box, so when I turn on my cable box with my remote control here, and I can do this from any room in the house, it will switch over. You'll see that the light will come on. As soon as it detects video from the cable box coming in on the second input here, it switches over to it, sends a signal to my modulator, and there's the cable channel going on my TV. And this is just feeding it standard definition to all the televisions in the house. I can still get high definition on this set, but this feeds to all the TVs. As soon as I turn my cable box back off, it switches back over to my Xbox Media Center or whatever I have plugged into the second set of inputs that I plugged in. So there it is, my automatic AV switch. The switch is based on whether there's any input on the inputs on the back here.